Good afternoon, East. Today is Friday, November 15th.
And as the weather is turning, so is our school calendar.
In the start of our second quarter of school, we have many fall events and news to share with you.
We'll kick off with some students who are excited to hit the woods, as hunting season is in full force starting today.
Students and staff sound off about tomorrow's Michigan State rival football game.
And Bella and Brady sat down with TCAP's board president and interim superintendent to discuss the changes and turmoil in district leadership.
So let's get the show started. My name is Mia Tersman.
And I'm Colleen Madden. And Trojan TV starts now.
Today's Trojan TV is brought to you by Grand Traverse Oral Surgery, Empire Value Advisors, Great Lakes Potato Chip Company, Snack Happy, and Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Welcome back. November 15th isn't just any day. It's the opener of rifle season in Michigan. Travis and Thayer found some East students who take part in this annual tradition.
It's that time again when orange and camel becomes the new trend in fashion, and video games are replaced with time spent in the woods preparing for deer season.
I like the assignment and the patience that you have to do it.
I like the tracking, just trying to find the deer.
Though Michigan is known for outdoor sporting, there has been a major decline in hunting over the last decade. Even so, many EMS students carry on the tradition and enjoy the sport.
I remember my dad always went hunting with my grandpa, my mom's dad, and he always brought home deer for the family, and I thought it'd be good to provide for my family too.
My dad introduced it to me because he didn't learn how to hunt from his dad, and he wanted to pass the tradition to his daughter.
After all the hard work preparing for the big day, students agree when you take that shot with all the adrenaline rushing through your body, getting your deer is one of the most memorable life experiences.
I had been waiting patiently for about 2 hours, I believe, and the deer had been coming up to the bait pile, and my dad told me how to hold the gun, and then he helped me in the correct position, and then I shot and it killed it.
Probably my first buck, and we were in the tree stand and we were watching it, and I had to keep my scope on it because if it didn't have a brow tine, I couldn't shoot it because it has to have 3 horns on one side. And so I think I looked for the brow tine for about 20 minutes, and then I finally found it. And when I turned off my safety on my bow, it ran away a little bit, and so then I had to take a quartering shot really fast. But it didn't run away, and I got it.
This has been Travis and Thayer reporting for Trojan TV.
Thanks, guys. Best of luck to all of our student hunters. Now let's get to a few important school announcements. 8th graders, your upcoming trip to the State Theater to see October Sky is Tuesday. You will depart from East at approximately 9 a.m., return around 11:20, and go to 4th hour. You will be dismissed for lunch at 12:57 and then head to 6th hour afterwards. See Mrs. Washburn if you have any questions. Thanksgiving break is approaching fast. There is no school Wednesday, November 27th through Friday, November 29th. Cookie dough fundraiser packets are due to your wing office today. Cookies will arrive December 17th for student pickup. Our yearbook staff just completed their first set of pages for this year's yearbook. Have you ordered your copy yet? If not, save $10 now instead of paying the full price in the spring and guarantee your copy. You don't want to be left without the most exciting publication of the year. Orders can be placed at yearbookordercenter.com. Tomorrow is the big game, and fans are passionate about why their team is the best. East is no exception, as Annie and Molly learned roaming the halls in this edition of Man on the Street.
Michigan and Michigan State have had a rivalry for over 70 years, and it seems like everybody has an opinion.
While Michigan statistics-wise is on top in the more recent years, MSU has pulled ahead.
We met with students and staff to get their opinion and learn more about their family traditions.
Why do you think your team's the best?
Because we're green, and green grows, and green is good. Go green.
Why do you think your team's the best?
Why do I think my team is the best? That is a silly question. We're a dominant team, and because we're a better educational institution than Michigan State, but we're a dominant team, better coach, better athletes, better uniforms.
Why would you say that Michigan State is the best?
Well, because That's the school that I like. My husband graduated from there. I had a son who graduated from there, so that's the school we chose to root for. Unfortunately, they're not playing the best this year, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
The rivalry is clear here at East. Out of 200 students surveyed, the results are split, with nearly half of the students supporting MSU, and the other half U of M. In fact, even our survey created some friendly rivalry amongst our staff. What would you say to Mr. Sagan about his comment?
I have nothing to say to Mr. Sagan.
What was your reaction to Mr. Burns' response?
Well, I haven't seen Mr. Burns' response, but Mr. Deneen's response, he was voting for his team, and that's all good and fine. He just happens to be wrong in this case. Go green.
How did you feel when a couple other students and staff backed you up?
Well, you always love it when someone backs you up, and why wouldn't you back up? Go green.
Trojans, remember to show your team spirit and wear your best Michigan and Michigan State gear. May the best team win. This has been Annie and Molly reporting for Trojan TV.
Thanks, ladies. You can catch the Michigan State game tomorrow at noon on Fox. Go Blue! Now here's some district and community events you won't want to miss. Central High School Musical's West Side Story wraps up this weekend. Visit mynorthtickets.com to see this incredible production. The 12th annual Up North Media Traverse City Turkey Trot 5K and 5-mile run is a family favorite. Start Thanksgiving Day off right by promoting healthy lifestyles, as well as giving back to local charities. You can sign up to run Thanksgiving morning by visiting Up North Media website. You may have heard about the recent resignation of newly hired Superintendent Ann Carden and the intense reaction from our community. Brady and Bella have been working overtime to uncover how it happened and what the board has in store for TCAP's leadership.
The Board of Education has appeared in daily headlines, but not for the best reasons. Ann Carden recently took the superintendent position on August 1st. After only 3 months on the job, she mysteriously resigned on October 17th. There have been many different rumors as to why she resigned, and the answer still isn't clear.
We recently went through a superintendent search that the Board of Education completed, and we thought at that time it was successful. But things change. Evolution, the relationships are important, and based upon public discourse that may or may not have been intentional or correct, it just led to a point where the relationship with our then superintendent wasn't able to continue on.
Carden requested a closed session meeting asking for confidentiality. However, one board member, Erica Moon Moore, released information from the meeting, causing an uproar among the community.
If Ann Carden did something so egregious as to warrant her separation from TCAPS within just 78 days of her start date, then the public should know.
A closed session is a meeting held to talk about things that cannot be released to the public. Associate Superintendent Jamie McCall says even though the public feels that they should be able to have this information, it is actually illegal to give it to them.
So you can see where the difficulty lies with our board members in making sure they're upholding the law, honoring the employee's request, and dealing with the face of the public wanting more information. So I would say that the effect on our board members has been they are listening, they are hearing, and they also know that they have a really difficult job to do. So they have to weigh out what the public input is along with what they know their responsibility is.
I know personally many of the people on this board and the executive team, and I also know personally many of the people who are supporting and participating in the harassment of this board. It's bad enough you question their motives, but to question their integrity demonstrates a lack of a deep understanding of a complicated situation.
We reached out to Kelly to ask about the perceived lack of transparency. She said, once confidential information was released to the public, the ability to salvage the relationship with Ms. Carden was compromised. It put the district in a very difficult position. However, the public is not buying this, and some are joining together to recall the board, and tensions have run high at several meetings.
Right now, I feel that there's a lot of distrust and a lot of dysfunction right now, and you guys need to step down so we can start a new slate and get this going for the kids.
Stepping down can be the start of something new and good, both for this community and for you personally.
As a parent and TCAPS teacher, Jessica Unger says trying to understand the complexity of this issue can be difficult.
So in this issue, it seems like there are some very clear black and white issues and rules, but then there's also some confusions and mysteries. When someone requests a closed session, they have to honor that. I think without that, when we start bending those rules, then it can get really, really messy.
To try and clean up the mess, the board selected former Superintendent Jim Pavelka, who has a strong reputation in the community, to serve as an interim during the transition.
I received a phone call from Sue Kelly, said that the superintendent was going to resign that evening, and that would I accept the interim superintendency.
Mr. Pavelka was chosen because of his knowledge of TCAPS. He's a local resident here in Traverse City. He's experienced superintendent. He has elementary, secondary, and administrative credentials. Just a perfect choice.
I know he's a really friendly guy. He's really positive. He has a lot of experience. So I feel hopeful that he is going to help guide our district and turn this really kind of bad situation into hopefully a way to learn and grow.
Pavelka has wasted little time in getting to work on what will come next for TCAPS and wants the board to work together to resolve the situation.
Tomorrow I'm going to be contacting the Michigan Association of School Boards. I'm going to attempt to have them set up a board workshop regarding the superintendent search that will be forthcoming. My goal is to get people together to work for the common good, and I try to tell people my job is to keep the district moving forward so that we can continue with the curriculum systems we have in place, the management systems we have in place. We have a situation here that developed with the superintendent resigning. That's reality. We have to deal with that. We don't want it to disrupt what's over here.
We have, for a general rule, an excellent school board. And we have an excellent interim superintendent. And we're really optimistic and looking forward to the next few weeks and the next few months with Mr. Pavelka.
This has been Brady and Bella reporting for Trojan TV.
Excellent reporting, guys.
Yes, thanks, guys. Well, that wraps up this episode of Trojan TV.
Head over to our website, the link, and vote for your favorite team for tomorrow's big game in our latest poll. And share photos of your game day garb on our Instagram @EastDMC. Go Blue.
Go Green. You can also check out more stories and coverage on the link brought to you by our newspaper staff, EMS Press, and Fall Sports Slideshow courtesy of our yearbook staff.
Have a great weekend, Trojans.
Bye.